Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. It is Wednesday, April 21st, 2021. I'm Crypto Sonar. Welcome back to live commentary on the markets. We'll be talking about Coinbase. We'll be talking about Palantir. We'll be talking about everything as the markets get ready to open here in the next 2 minutes. Let's take a quick look, see what we're looking at for the open. S&P 500 mini futures are looking to open up down about 6.75. The NASDAQ 100 is looking to trade down about 45. And the Dow is looking to trade down about 46. So looking for a red open a little bit today, then we'll see what happens. We have US 10-year yields are up a little bit. 30-year yields are up a little bit. The dollar is up a little bit, and oil took another dump based on some news out of India that the recovery is still going to take some time over there. So we have that going on too. So let's take a look and let's get right into the S&P 500 here on the open, as it's going to open up in less than about 20 seconds or so. So here we go. Hope you're having a good morning and ready to go. We're going to be watching Palantir big time. Apparently, Kathy Wood went out and bought 1.1 million shares of Palantir yesterday. We'll see if that holds true for the open here. Here we go. Markets are open. Okay, so we have the S&P is down 8.1, the Dow is down 32, and there's Boeing crossing 231, so we know it's down, right? And then the NASDAQ is down 39. So let's go to Boeing right off the bat. Where are we at here? Oop. So that basically hit an area on Boeing that I had an alert set on, right? And we were looking at, okay, when should we buy back into this thing? If it, whoops, come on, close out. Yes. And let's go out to a 1 hour chart here, or let's go out to a daily, sorry. And it's an area that I had picked basically based on some support over here back in December. So we're hitting December support levels or December resistance levels right now on Boeing. So let's take a look. I don't think that there's any, there's no real new news. Emirates wants grown-up talks on 777X. Okay. Audit recertification of Boeing 737 aircraft. The Transportation Department is going to audit them, apparently. Why isn't it the FAA? That's probably why. And so we're getting a sell-off. We're getting a sell-off there. Palantir is down 22 cents right now, 23 cents. We're going to be watching that one and possibly take a look at that. Coinbase is trading down again. We're at 314 on Coinbase. It hit 323 or so in the aftermarket yesterday. Let's take a quick look over here. And what did it get up to? Yeah, and in the pre-market too. So pre-market had it up to 323.65, right around there. But definitely a red day. So what we have, Dow down 9, S&P down 3.6, NASDAQ down 39. We'll have the S&P 500 heat map. That will show up in about 10 minutes or so, at 15 minutes before the hour. Again, on the economic calendar, why U.S.'s poverty rate is now at its highest level since the pandemic began. I saw something funny that if you take DEM out of pandemic, DEM, D-E-M, you're left with P-A-N-I-C, panic. Not judging, just saying. All right, nothing scheduled on the economic calendar today. Gas prices up again a little bit. Looks like about 0.6 of a cent, 287.8. That's got California almost at $4 again, 3.976. Oregon 323, Washington 339, Idaho 309, Illinois 303, New York and Pennsylvania 298.4, and New York 299. Should see those drop tomorrow based on oil, but we will see if that is going to happen or not. Let's see. Premium and diesel. Why is diesel so expensive? Fear and greed index. We should be at more fear. We are 47. So we're 57 yesterday on the fear and greed index. We're 47 today. Usually I click on the tab, but I don't look at the tab to give away what's going on with it before I get a chance to look at it. I like to try and guess what's happening here. All right, so you can see the VIX. The VIX is up to 19.2. and the net, and you can see the S&P over there is down as well. All right, so right now there's a jump on Palantir. There we go, 2168. And we're not going to get that huge jump. Yeah, I put in an order to buy at 2175 and missed it for another 1,000 shares. Already own 2,000. And is it going to come back down? All right, I want to cancel that. And that's canceled. Okay, all right. So I tried to pick up 1,000 shares there. Again, the rumor is that Kathy Wood went out and bought 1.1 million shares of it yesterday for her ETF accounts. So I don't know if that's 100% accurate or not. And that's canceled. But that's the rumor. So maybe we'll get a pop on that today. Some other things, you got Pfizer. We can look at Pfizer. Fisker is up 48 cents as well. Let me see if there's anything else here. Netflix missed earnings big time, and they're trading down $42 because of it. They're down 7.6%. Huge dump in the aftermarket after their earnings. We'll take a quick look at that. And where are we at here? I hope you picked up some Palantir there. So earnings, and then we'll click on this, and then we'll go back over to yesterday. Oh, it doesn't give me yesterday's. Huh. All right. Verizon beat estimates. Halliburton beat estimates. NASDAQ beat estimates. Ericsson beat estimates. But a negative surprise. I'm sorry, they missed estimates. Baker Hughes. All right, we'll come back to that. So if you have any Netflix, I'm sorry. It's down $41. Tesla is sitting up $12 right now. Coinbase down $11.81 all the way down to $309.01. Palantir $21.88, getting a nice little pop on Palantirio here. That's not helping my freaking Coinbase, so I have to do something about that. I do want to look at. Remember, we were looking at Coinbase options. Here's the sticky I had for Boeing. Whoops. 231.87 for it to hit that, and it hit that and it bounced right off of it. Hit that alert, popped that alert, boom, and then bounced off. It got down to 230.22 on that. Let's watch Palantir here. And where are we at here? That should get me positive on that. Yeah, I've got 35 again. I've got 35 Palantir calls for May 21st expiration at $24 strike price. Those are up a little bit right now, up about $240 or so. My shares, I'm still down $2,600, down $2,600 on my Palantir shares. So I bought the calls in the hope of getting an extended pop here of a couple dollars on this thing. So we'll see what happens on that. What's killing me also right now is oil is killing me, and I'm in trouble on my Exxon Mobil. My Exxon Mobil calls expire on the 7th, so I don't have a lot of time left on those things. I have to decide what I'm going to do with them. We are 2 weeks away on that. So we'll see. It's not that far off. It's $5 off, but we'll see. So that's down 31 cents right now. Ford is down right now. Intel is down right now. Microsoft is down right now. Nvidia is up 5.25. They're getting a lot of grief over their mining cards and all kinds of stuff from the community. So from the mining community. Had another miner go down last night at 9 o'clock at night. I had to go. I was doing laundry anyway, and for some odd reason, I looked at my phone and you can see, and then I get an email. So the monitoring, I just use the monitoring at my pool, and so I'm almost at 1.4 again. These will throttle down a little bit and it'll vary, but if you look at the last day, it's hard to see here, but let's see, where was it at? 21, right here. This little drop right here was one of my miners going down, that little valley. So it's hard to see on there, but you can see it a little bit right here, and that's where it was down for about an hour or so, because I didn't have my phone nearby, but we're still doing good. $391 built up. I'll get another payout in about 2 days or so, and it should be back to finding 1,000 shares or so an hour. There we go, 1,016 for the last hour. Found 672 shares for the current hour, but the payouts, the gas fees went up, and so on Ethereum, and so now it's averaging for this time period right now 2.2 ETH per month, which has it up to 5,200. So we were sitting at what last week, 3,400. So now you take 5,263 minus 865, that's 43.98, and then you take 865 divided into 43.98, and it gives me my profit margin. So the profit margin I'm operating under right now is about 80% profit. So I'm making 81%, 80.3% profit margin right now on my mining at this exact moment. But we'll look at that later and see where that goes as far as that goes. So let's get back into this. So S&P, so Nvidia is sitting there. Palantir hanging out, 2181, 2180. It's just gonna hang. Coinbase, I want to look at the Coinbase options as it falls off the earth here. Again, I bought that for long term, so I'm not super worried about it. We were looking at which ones were we looking at? 320s? Was it the 320s? Yeah, the 320s for like 25 bucks, just $16.90 a call option for the first set of options that expire on May 21st. That is just crazy, dude. That's crazy. Contrast that with let's just look at the QQQ. So in the money calls, 321 for May 21st. So 11. Yeah, because those are already in the money. 340. Let's look at the 340s. So 339s. Because this is at 334. The 340 calls. Here we go. So QQQ is at 334.60 right now. Okay. So QQQ. All right. 334.55. If I look at the calls that expire May 21st, 31 days from today, at 340 or approximately $5.50 more on the strike price than what it's at right now, it's $5.76 a call option. Now you go to Coin, and those same options, if it's at 306 and I say, okay, 306 plus 5.5, and I get as close to 311, the 310s, the $310 call options are $21.50, $22.15 at the midpoint. So you're talking about, $4 or $5 on the call option in the same price range versus $22. That's insane volatility. Insane volatility. All right, Palantir, 2185. Again, I lost out on trying to buy those. I tried to pick up 1,000 shares at 2175. Which is $120 cheaper. I did not get filled. I had the order in. But it did not fill. Right here on this run, I tried to put it in at 75, and I didn't get filled, and it jumped up. Oh, if I would have held it, I would have got filled later on this. I would have got filled on this pump. Might have been a little high though. So all right, Boeing. I want to look at Boeing. Yeah, it jumped. So it hit that bottom. I had that pegged at 231.87 on the alert. The alert started right after the market opened. Charlie 4912 over there on Twitch. Good morning to you. Nice to see you this morning. Hope you're having a fantastic day. And if you're over on YouTube, good morning to you as well. And if you're over watching me on Facebook, good morning on Facebook. So good morning on all three platforms. We stream live every day for the market. So Boeing, again, this is just a little due diligence I had done on Monday. And I said, okay, if it's going to come down again, where's it going to come down to? And I set that alert at 231 and it bounced off of that. The only reason I looked at that was I looked at resistance back here in December, and it hit that resistance. Now the problem you got with Boeing is this kind of stuff where the well, that's Palantir news. See, Trading View acting goofy on me. All right, so Emirates says it wants to grown-up talks on 777X, I guess. U.S. Transportation Department Office of Inspector General said Tuesday will review the FAA grounding and recertification of Boeing's 737 MAX jets. So Transportation Department is going to audit the FAA's recertification. Why? What are they going to try and do? Take it off the market again? Unbelievable. The audit will evaluate the FAA's processes and procedures for grounding aircraft and implementing corrective actions. Okay. So is there risk of the Transportation Department overriding the FAA? And are they looking to take these things down again? And by down, I mean they're just going to review the decision apparently. Office of Inspector General said Tuesday it will audit the FAA's November decision to unground. Huh. The new audit will examine the FAA's actions. FAA said it will cooperate fully with the IG's audit, as it has with all other outside reviews of the agency's oversight of the 737 MAX. FAA administrator said he was 100% confident in the safety, and Steve Dixon actually, I don't know if he's the new FAA administrator or if he's a holdover. Whoever was the FAA administrator at the time flew the aircraft himself. Legislation signed in December revamped the FAA's aircraft certification program, requiring an independent review of Boeing's safety culture. Boeing agreed to a $2.5 billion settlement with the Justice Department in January. So that's got a lot of pressure being put on the stock here, but it's bounced. It's bounced pretty healthily. Is that a word? Healthily? Probably not. Doesn't sound like a word, does it? Took a pretty healthy bounce off this 230 and about 1.6%, almost $3.89 bounce off the bottom. So if you're able to catch that, good for you. If you were able to catch the Palantir, I did not. Again, I tried to get 1,000 shares at thanks, Charlie. Thank you for the compliment. I hope you're having a fantastic day as well, she says, or he says. Charlie says thank you. All right, so the Palantir's up 13 cents now. Again, I missed it. I missed 1,000 at 21.75, and I tried to get in on that, and I did not get filled. I went and canceled the order, and I would have got filled back over here, which would have been good. Okay, Tesla. Let's get the heat map. Let's take a look at that. First one. So from our sector standpoint, looks like healthcare is up. Again, Facebook is down, Google is down, Amazon is down, Tesla is down, all the chip makers. Well, Nvidia up just a little bit, Texas Instruments up just a little bit, AMD down just a little bit, Micron down, Qualcomm down, Intel down, Microsoft up, Apple down. All the banks are down except for Berkshire. All the regionals are down, all the brokerage firms are down. Health you've got up, Walmart, Costco, all of them are up. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Mondelez is up. Philip Morris is up. Mondelez is a good dividend. MDLZ, by the way. I wrote that dividend before. MDLZ. Let's go to that. Check out this dividend. MDLZ. Go to 1 hour. Oh, 32 cents. 32 cent dividend back in March. So they pay quarterly, so that would be a quarterly. But again, their dividend acts like pure dilution. So you see this, it pays a dividend, but then it shoots down. Okay, dividend shoots down. Now I bought this dividend back in December, and I wrote it back up, and I actually sold it at a profit after I got paid out the dividend. But they're a good company. Operating pretty close to their 52-week highs though, so you got to be careful with that one. Let's check out Coinbase. Coinbase got a bounce too, up 979 or down 979 only now. Got all the way down to 302. Hey, now I'm positive on the day. Yay, go Palantir. All right, so my Palantir options, I'm up $346 on. I got 35 call options for $24 on Palantir. Expiration of May 21st, and those are up 5% today. All right, let's take a look at Boeing. Oh man, gosh, that would have been a good buy, huh? Gave the signal here. Well, actually on a 3-minute. Wow, it didn't give the buy signal until this candle. $3 later on the 3-minute. So I don't know if I would have bought it or not. The 30-second chart, yeah. Oh yeah, I should have gone back and bought it there. That was a great buy. Way to go. Woo! Missed it. And we missed the Palantir too. Palantir we missed. I had an order in for 1,000 shares at $21.75. I did not get filled. So that would have been a couple $100 I'd be up right now, but I did not get that filled. We'll see how this trades today. I don't think... Let me see if there's... if I can find that. Oops. That's not what I wanted to look at. Wrong one. Okay. Let's see. Here it is. Okay, found it. I saw this story. All right. This came out last night. And it says basically one ARK exchange traded fund run by ETF star Cathie Wood bought over 1.1 million shares of Palantir Technology shares on Tuesday as prices of this ETF traded down over 1% in Tuesday's session. The ETF is up well over 100% in the last year. The ARK Innovation Fund, so the ARK-K, bought 1.1 million shares of Palantir at Tuesday's closing price. This would have the value, this purchase, of roughly $25 million. This is only a small fraction of total holdings of ARK-K. It's up 129%. So there you go. And it's getting a nice run up because of it. So we closed yesterday. Whoops, let me go to 3-minute. I'm going to close that yesterday. Somewhere up here, 2182 or so. And it bounced down, and then the news broke. Everybody said, hey, if Cathie's buying 1.1 million shares, maybe I should get into it too. So they may have a little bit of that going on too. Let's look at her ARK-K. Knight, good morning over on Twitch. Nice to see you. We're looking at ARK-K. It's down 50 cents. So ARK-K came out at yesterday's close. They bought 1.1 million shares of Palantir on the close of yesterday. So now we're at $22 on Palantir. And again, my cost basis on this thing for me to break even, it's a little less now. I'm down about 2,000, but I'm up 346 on the options I bought. I own 35 call options for expiration May 21st at $24 a share, and we're at $21.95 right now. My cost basis, however, on Palantir the stock, I need another dollar. $23.21 is my cost basis on those. So we're gonna hang out with those. We're gonna hold them for now and see what's going on with those. Boeing, big jump off the bottom here this morning. It hit my alert level 231 and some change. It got down to 230.22. I did not buy it. By the time I got back to it, it already started its run. So missed out on that one, but that's okay. By the way, when you sell a house, when you're looking to sell a house, I do lists. This is my list of stuff to do. Put it on a spreadsheet. And then I made a list of stuff that I'm going to sell and stuff I'm going to give away. So I got to start listing some of that stuff on Facebook Marketplace and get it out of my house. I'm trying to leave here with as little as I can because I'm going to buy some new stuff. Like I'm selling my bedroom set, I'm selling my couch, I'm selling my grill, keeping my Traeger, but I'm selling my propane grill that I'm going to power wash and get cleaned up. I've actually got 2 power washers. One of them is an electric one, and I think it's a Red Devil. I forget who's the brand name on it. But the power wash I have is Craftsman, and the Craftsman power washer has a Briggs & Stratton engine on it. And because the ethanol, the stupid ethanol that we have in this country, which destroys every small engine that you can get because you can't, unless you want to drive 50 miles to try and find non-ethanol gas, it destroys small engines. And so it's destroyed a lawnmower. I already had that power washer carburetor rebuilt once. I tried to take it off and rebuild the carburetor myself, and the place that repaired it the last time apparently used Loctite on the screws or something, and it sheared the bolt, and I can't get one of the bolts out the bolt sheared when I tried to remove the carburetor. So I said, all right, I'm gonna redo the carburetor, clean all that out, did all that, but I can't get the screw out. I've tried an extraction tool and a punch to punch in, and then you turn it counterclockwise, and then you turn it clockwise to get it to come out, and it won't go. So I drilled further into it. I don't have a tool to make a new, whatever those things are, make a new tread, there we go. Make a new tread for it to go into. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I should just take it over to them and say, hey, you guys, because of the crap you put on there when you rebuilt it, you need to get that bolt out for me. I called them yesterday, and they're at like 3 weeks out to even look at the darn thing. So it's springtime. Everybody's got the same idea. So I got to use my lesser power washer. That's a 3200 psi power washer. The other one I have is like a 2000, I think. It's electric also. Because I want to do my sidewalks and driveway. So I'm going to be out there after the stream today. I'm going to do my sidewalks. I'm going to do my driveway. I'm going to do my back deck. And then the outside will be done. It will be done. All right, Boeing again. So Boeing, nice bounce there. But the best thing for power washers, let me show you guys this thing. Because this is pretty cool. If we go to Amazon, I'm going to show you guys the best thing ever. And let's see, power washer. I think I showed this before. Power washer, surface cleaner. There we go. Nope, that's not what we want. Power washer, disc. Couldn't think of the word I was looking for. This thing right here. And it doesn't matter which one you get. I think I got this one. Yeah, I want to say I paid about $50 for it. So check this thing out. You hook this thing up to your power washer, and it basically has this wand that spins around so that when you power wash, it does the whole thing versus going back and forth with the wand. Now, the problem with mine is this will not attach to my electric power washer. The compatibility, this thing that I bought years ago that I've had. So anyway, so if you have a power washer, go get a washer surface cleaner attachment disc, and they're about $50, but it will save you an unlimited amount of time. I do have a neighbor. I might pop over to the neighbors and see if I can borrow their power washer, because I've actually lent them my disc before, so I know he's got a power washer too. I'll have to see if his truck is out there, if he's home or not. All right, Coinbase. Let's look at that one. 970 down, still 971. Again, yesterday was the first day Coinbase was trading options, so that was that caused a huge down sell-off in Coinbase, and it basically crashed. If you take a look at from Monday to today, take this high wick up here, 340.76. Take a look at where we're at right now, and that damn thing's dropped 8.65%, so 29 bucks. I'm not happy about that. I'm not pleased at all, because I own some in my retirement account, and I'm in on my accounts. I can tell you guys what my cost basis is. So my cost basis on one of them, where are we at? 331.95. So 311 divided into 331.95. So I'm down 6.3% in one account on that. And then in the other account, I'm at 330.72. So 311 minus 330.72. Oops, 311 divided by 3. And the other one, 5.96%. So 6.3% in one account, 5.96% in the other account is what I'm down on Coinbase. Which is a decent amount too. 13, hold on. Because I have 70 shares in one account, and I have 50 shares in the other account. Plus, so I'm down $2,400 on Coinbase, and Palantir, including my options, I'm down $1,700 because my options are up $500, but the stock I'm down $2,200. So I've got $24 calls on Palantir that I bought. Those are up 8.79% today. Overall, they're up 15%, 15.5%. So I basically said, I still believe in Palantir. Kathy Wood seems to agree with me, as she bought 1.1 million shares yesterday. I just didn't buy it at the bottom. Go figure. But I held it because I know it's a good company. And it's running. It's definitely on a run today. I hope some of you guys were able to pick some of this up. That is up 3% on the bounce off the bottom, up 1.74% on the day. By the way, folks, we are all green. We are all green on the averages. We'll talk about Minnesota also and the effect that might have. All right, so Dow Jones is now up 147.48. S&P is up 11.5. NASDAQ Composite is up 12, and the VIX is down to 18.4, down 0.3. Okay, so as you all know, you probably know this, but let's see this. All right, starting to get some more green in there. The crowds were very respectful last night. So Chauvin was found guilty on all 3 charges. He was found guilty of, and I don't know. He was found guilty of manslaughter. He's found guilty of 3rd-degree murder, and he was found guilty of 2nd-degree murder. Some people are talking about the fact that the jury just did this because they didn't want threats and everything else. And the jury was doxxed by CBS. There was a statement from Maxine Waters. There was a statement from President Biden. Did that taint the journey? That's the jury. That's for an appeals court to decide. But there was certainly a huge amount of pressure, plus all the stuff that went on in Buffalo, city of Minneapolis, on Dante, or whatever his name is. I thought he was guilty of manslaughter 3. I thought for sure you're getting a conviction on that. When they came back 11 hours later, though, I kind of had a feeling. I said, okay, well, they're not going to do both. So I said, okay, they're not going to convict him on murder 2. They're going to convict him on murder 3, not convict him on manslaughter. That was kind of the guess. To come back guilty on all 3, with the judge making a statement about the tainting of Maxine Waters, and she should have basically shut up and let justice do its thing. And I don't think that there was mostly just celebrations going on last night, but it looks like that movement, because that's what it is, it's a movement, is moving on to the next tragedy, right? So there was there was a girl, I think she was 7, a 7-year-old girl killed in Chicago over the weekend, shot like 7 times at a McDonald's drive-thru, and the dad was shot too. No news on the dad. Everything about the 7-year-old daughter, which is an absolute tragedy that she died. But they're saying it was a retaliatory gang shooting. So the missing piece of that entire story was the dad, who was also shot. What's his background? Was he a gangbanger? Was he completely innocent? Was he does he have, what's his background and criminal record? I'm not saying that it's because of him. What I'm saying is that perception of culture in Chicago, that why aren't they protesting night and day, closing down streets because a 7-year-old girl was shot? That's the disconnect that I can't wrap my head around. That you have so many other people that are killed that are innocent, like this 7-year-old, and you have all this other stuff going on, where you have basically criminals that are getting shot by police, and that is wrong. If they have an ability to avoid shooting them, that's fine. Now the other one in Chicago, where the 13-year-old boy was carrying a gun, there was gunshot fires, and this so City of Chicago has these things called shot detectors, and I forget what they're called, but they can detect gunshots, and through triangulation of measuring the distance between the sensors that pick up the gunshots, that they can triangulate and say, hey, the gunshots came from roughly this area. And so the cops went over there. They saw a small group, I don't know if it was 2 or 3 people. One of them was this 13-year-old boy. And this 13-year-old boy had a gun, and he ran. And he's got the gun, and he's running, and the cop is chasing him. And he comes up to this area, and he stops here. His back is this way. The cop is right here. The cop is this finger. The kid is this finger. And the kid literally is as quick as a half a second, drops the gun behind the fence and turns around, basically raising his hands, but at the same time, the last time the cop saw this kid's hand, it had the gun in it. Cop shot 1 time, killed the kid, and people are all upset over that. And while it's tragic, a 13-year-old died, he had a gun less than a half a second before he was shot. That cop, I'm sure, feels terrible, but that to me is a justified shooting, in my opinion. And the narrative is going to be, well, he told him to raise his hands, and he raised his hand, so he shouldn't have been shot. You have a third of a second reaction to decide if that kid had that gun half a second ago, and all of a sudden he turns around. What's the difference between turning around and raising it to shoot, or turn around and raising your hand like this? You're telling me you're going to be able to discern the difference between that? Kid shouldn't have had a gun. Kid shouldn't have been out at that hour of the day, 2 o'clock in the morning, and the kid shouldn't have ran. George Floyd should have gotten in the stupid car. He'd be alive. The other one, Dante, or whatever his name was, the felon with the weapons charge that tried to drive off and got shot instead of tasered, and that cop got fired, he should have complied with the instructions. He had a warrant out for his arrest, a felony warrant. So there's decisions that people make. Just comply. Just comply and don't run. So there you go. All right. So does that have something to do with the market being up today? I really hope so. I hope the fact that, now I don't know if we had any. Was there any unrest yesterday? I don't think there was. Let's see. I think they were calm pretty much everywhere, right? Um, that's 4 days ago, where they set fire to the police headquarters in Portland. All right, last night at Director Park in Portland, Oregon protest, U.S. protests. Yeah, this is old stuff. Nothing new. I think most of them were peaceful last night. There was some 13-year-old girl in Columbus killed. Let's see, 13-year-old killed Columbus. But I don't think it. Oh, Columbus police show video of officer fatally shooting 16-year-old girl. We're not going to show this. I'm going to click on this, but I'm going to make sure it doesn't load. I don't want to get DMCA'd, so give me a second and let me turn my mic off. Okay, I don't want to get DMCA'd. So I'll read this story. It's not even a story. Gosh darn it. All right, let's see here. CBS. Let's go to. We'll try Fox News Columbus, Ohio. Columbus News. Here we go. And what I want to look at, as the Dow is up 134, S&P is up 9.5, the NASDAQ is up 7.76. So police released the body cam footage of the shooting. I'm just going to try and play video. Hold on. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. Ohio Bureau of Criminal excuse me, Bureau of Criminal Investigation is investigating a fatal police shooting. Family members have identified the victim as Micaiah Bryant. Bryant was under the care of Franklin County Children's Services. Okay. Said that at 4:30 p.m. Tuesday, right before the verdict was read, officers responded to Legion Lane. Callers said females were there to stab them and put their hands on them. Columbus police said dispatchers were unable to get information. Officers arrived on the scene. Body camera video from responding officers shows Bryant appearing to try to stab two females when the officer fired, striking her. So this 16-year-old girl was in the process of stabbing two other people when the officer fired, striking her and killing her. Okay? So if they want to riot over that, and this is somebody that was already, let's see here. She could be this kind of crap. She could be my grandchild. My heart breaks for the family tonight. No matter what the circumstances, that family's in agony and they're in my prayers. Yeah, that's true. But on the other side, the cops saved two lives. Let's not forget that police officer saved two other lives, and I'm not going to play the video or show it. That officer saved two other lives by shooting that 16-year-old girl. That's just a fact. Let's see here. I'm going to look at the footage here. I'm not going to show it. I'll put a link in the chat, though, where I see it at. I'm waiting for the body cam footage. Okay, so NASDAQ is up 17.26. What's Palantir? Should have a nice jump on that further. Look at Palantir go. 22.27. That's good. Again, I need 23 something. Where is... Okay, so I just watched it, and sure enough, the cop is walking up, and if you guys want to watch this, you can go watch it if you want. 100% justified shooting, in my opinion. There's the link. All right, so that's a tragedy. But the cop is walking up. There's like 15 people there. Nobody's trying to disarm this teenager with a knife. The teenager lunges at one person and stabs him, and then a cop at that time draws his weapon, and then she goes at and goes to stab another person, and then a cop shoots her. I have justice, no problem with that. Shoot. Is it a tragedy? Yes, but how many of those people could have stepped in to prevent that or stop it? I don't know. How many people, that cop saved others' lives yesterday, and I think there were protests on that stuff before as well. All right, what's Boeing doing? Oh, Boeing! Look at this! Holy cow! Up $5, up 2%. So up only 1% on the day because it opened up down based on the Department of Transportation. But if that Department of Transportation audit is only on the FAA's decision-making process, maybe they're just looking at changes to make within the FAA. I don't think they're going to be looking to reground the 737 MAX. So they're just auditing the process. They're not going out and auditing and saying, hey, we need to look at every airplane, because that's the FAA's job. Yes, the FAA operates under the Department of Transportation, but still. All right, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is, where are we at here? Bitcoin is down to 55,448. Ethereum is up to 23,78. Again, the disconnect on these two over the last year. 459% return on Ethereum over the last month, 23.9% over the last month. Okay, so 23.9 over the last month, 459 over the last year. Bitcoin down 5.65% over the last month, but a 370% gain. So 370% gain. So 370 minus 459. You've got Ethereum has outperformed Bitcoin 89% over the last year. Okay. All right. Tesla down 10.99. Coinbase recovered a little bit. Now it's just forming a base along with everything else. So we'll see what happens on that. I did not get any of those options on Coinbase. There was no way I was paying those prices on Coinbase, either on the put or the call side. There's just too much risk, and I already own the shares. If anything, I could have maybe done a covered call and sold a call on it, but that would have been the smart move. But I'm just an idiot on YouTube, so I did not do the smart move. But I'm still up today. I'm up like $1,400 overall. I've got Exxon Mobil is finally positive. Let's see, oil. So oil down 86 cents, light crude. It had a run up though. Go 3 minute. It had a run up. And then UK oil down 52 cents. Exxon Mobil is up 13 cents. Again, they come out with earnings next week. So they come out with earnings on the 30th, I believe, right? Yeah, 30th. I should have that memorized. So they come out with earnings on the 30th. And let's see. The estimate is for 59 cents. No, I don't want to translate. What the heck does it want to translate on Earnings Whisper for? It's already in English. Looking at 59-cent estimate for Exxon Mobil next week. Okay, on the 30th. So that's that. Heat map, and we'll go back to Exxon Mobil. Okay, so it's up 14 cents today. Next, our profit energy by surging demand for renewable power, Mozambique. Sector update energy. Energy stocks are trending sharply lower ahead of Tuesday's closing bell. That's yesterday. That's just report of pricing. That's not news. Let me check this. You're jamming, huh? What is this stuff? Cat jam? Cat jam. All right. Nothing. What are these forms here? Oh, somebody's selling shares. What is this? Definitive additional materials. The below item phrase important additional information regarding proxy. Exxon Mobil has filed a definitive proxy statement with the SEC for proxies for their annual meeting. All right, it's just a proxy statement notification to the SEC. All right, I don't care about that. I mean, I care, but I don't care. That's that one. I think this is the same one. There's another one. Wall Street Journal op-ed, Houston CCS Innovation Zone. For the past 3 years, Exxon Mobil has been studying the concept of creating multi-user CCS hubs in industrial areas. They would be located near safe geologic storage sites to heavy industry of the Houston Ship Canal. So they're just posting stuff that they're required to that might have an impact on the stock. This doesn't look as any type of negative on this one. There's one more. This one. I think of this one. Hold on. Yep. Transcript, Exxon Mobil, New Markets Manager, Institute of Energy Economics on April 20th. Thank you, Hashimoto-san. It's an honor to be here today. So apparently somewhere over there in Asia. So again, anytime you have a statement of somebody that might have in something on the stock, they'll file this kind of stuff with the SEC. Your brokerage firm, you won't see that news over here. You won't see this stuff. So you have to go to your brokerage account. You have to pull up news, type in a symbol, and then whatever news, like I can choose, oh my goodness, the amount of news provider settings that I can have. Associated Press, Business Wire, Canada Newswire, Daily Options, IB Investors. All these things. So I get it all. I have every single box checked that you can for news. So, and then I still miss news. So why? Because of the thousands and thousands of companies, you can't follow every single one of them, every single item. But I've got to get better. I've got to get better at that. Besides just pulling out my watch list for the day, I need to get better at news stuff. Again, this is a learning process. It's an education process. If you're watching anybody on YouTube or Twitch or Facebook, and they scream that theirs is the only way, markets change. So what might work now on a 3-minute buy signal right here on Exxon Mobil at 6 minutes after the open, in a week from now, that strategy may not work. And you know, you can't really say that on Coinbase. It's at 310, but something like Palantir, you know, there to me there wasn't a lot of logic as to why this stock was trading down. Now it could have been people taking profits from over here, and it was on an extended, but man, the bottom that this thing was hitting, bottom bounce, bottom bounce, bottom bounce, bottom bounce, 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 bounce. Established some good stuff in early April here, and then it dropped all the way back down to March levels again. If we go to a daily, you know, was all this, and really this is just it, the last 5 days, the last week, right? We're on a nice little run here. There was no logic. There wasn't really any news. They had a demo day, and the demo day went well, and so maybe people expected more out of that demo day. But it bounced on support here in March, support here in January, support here in November. That's why I bought it even up here, is I thought, okay, these old support levels at 23, see my line here is hit here, 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 and I bought it. And so I still feel I'm right on the company, and I'm right on my technical analysis. I just bought in a little early, and I didn't see this leg down coming. So I didn't see this coming, and it didn't make sense from other things that were happening when the overall market was heading up. But great software company. They're reporting May 13th. They report May 13th. So I've got some time. Also, the options that I bought, they report on the 13th. I bought options for $24 strike price May 21st, and I own 35 of those damn things. So those things are up 24% right now. I'm up almost $750 on those things. I bought some more yesterday. Monday. Did I buy those Monday? When did I buy those calls? Yesterday. So I bought 10 of them. I bought 10 call options on Monday at 91 cents. I bought 15 more at 86 cents. Then I bought 10 more at 79 cents. So I averaged down. I went from 91 cents to 86 cents to 79 cents. Group buys, 10 call options, 15 call options, 10 call options, because I trusted my due diligence. My DD, I thought I did a pretty good job on it. So right now I'm only down 760 total on Palantir, including my options and my stock. My stock is down 1,500, but my options are up 1,800. And they were calls that I bought because I had time. I knew earnings were May 13th. Things are looking good for there. So we'll see what happens on this. But it's getting a nice little recovery today along with everything else. So again, the fact that Chauvin was found guilty, I think the jury screwed up. I think that if they would have convicted him of manslaughter, I think is the right charge. I don't think the murder 2 or murder 3 were appropriate charges, in my own personal opinion. But the fact that they convicted on all 3 counts is that thing's going to go to appeal, and it's going to get overturned. That's going to take some time. Sentencing is in 2 months, is in 8 weeks. They've got to come back and rule on what's called the Baxter waiver or the Bailey waiver. I forget what it's called. And what it says is the state or the prosecutors wanted to make the sentencing enhanced. And so Derek Chauvin waived his right to have the jury make that decision. And instead he wants the judge to make that decision. So that right there on that waiver should have triggered me to say, yeah, they don't trust this jury at all. And I know the jury's already been doxxed. And there was a picture last night of some young girl. I don't know if it was accurate or not, but the jury makeup, I don't even know what it was as far as race and gender goes. It doesn't matter anyway. But because it matters is people should be able to just make a decision. And you still have those other 3 police officers that have been charged as well. Their trial is going to happen later. I don't even know the dates on that. But the fact that he was guilty, the fact that we didn't have every city in America burning down last night, maybe push the market higher today. I don't know. You can chime in if you want, but we probably don't even need to go into it. I don't really want to discuss politics on the channel. And it's not politics, but when it has an effect on the market, that if cities burn down, that's not going to be good for the economy. And if we averted that, at least temporarily, we'll see. All right, so Dow is up 191. NASDAQ is up 48. S&P is up 17. So that's looking pretty good. Boeing, again, we missed a buy on Boeing, but again, so many things are up now. If you look at the S&P 500 heat map, you've got a nice broad green across the board for the most part. Netflix missed their earnings, big time. Apple down, and really what they missed, and I do not own any Netflix. I had owned Netflix at a few different points in the past, but it's their subscribers. Now, I no longer subscribe to Netflix. I dump them when I cut the cord with cable. I don't get cable either. The only thing I get is Amazon Prime because I pay for Prime anyway, so I watch stuff on that. But that's it. All right, so let's see here. Netflix subscriber growth dented investor sentiment. While Netflix reported upbeat Q1 earnings and revenues, the streaming giant subscriber additions declined to around 4 million from nearly 16 million a year ago. Well, of course they're going to have 60 million a year ago. Everybody was told to go stay home. Oil prices slumped with front month global benchmarks for Brent crude down 2.9%. But my Exxon Mobil options were up 13% today because Exxon recovered a little bit. No major economic data due today for release. We know that. Nikkei closed lower. All right. So they had 16 million new subscribers a year ago. They only have 4 million. So to me, let's see here. I'm trying to find. All right. So the first quarter subscriber net additions. So Netflix can hit their revenue, they can beat their estimate, and yet they're also judged purely on subscriber, and people estimate what they're going to do. So the company reported an increase in new subscribers of almost 4 million during the 3 months ended March 31st. Of course it's going to be down from a year ago. People are back to work. And set expectations to net an additional 1 million in the second quarter. The street's expectations were for 6 million in the first quarter and 4 million for the second. Revenue was 7.16 billion, which is up from 5.7 billion a year ago, and beat the 7.14 billion estimate. Okay. Chum was also down despite recent increase in the monthly tariffs in certain markets. 210 million members now compared. They had 150 million members 2 years ago. Now they have 210, minus 1. Let's see. First quarter earnings per share were 3.75 compared to $1.57 a year ago, and outpacing expectation for $2.99. So the expectation was $2.99. They hit $3.75, but because they only added 4 million. Where the street said they need to come in at X, the stock is going to trade down. Let's see here. Somebody has a price objective of 340 on it. You know, again, when you put a price target of 340 on something that's currently trading at 505, just stop. So it's down 8%. I'm not suggesting that I would buy any shares of this company right now because it's had a huge run up. If you look at where it was back in June of 2020, it was at 473. You've got some support down here at 461, and if it goes down that low, 461 to 506, that's another 9%. So let's see. Let's put an alert, and we'll see if it ever crosses that. Sometimes I put, that's not where I wanted it. Get out of here. Right here. An alert. Can this move? Yeah, it can. $459.16. All right, we'll see if that ever hits. Okay. All right, so we've got, let's go back into the indices here. Dow up 155. Pulling back a little bit. NASDAQ up 33, pulling back a little bit. S&P up 13.5, pulling back a little bit. The VIX increasing up to 18. It got down as low as 17.9, so only 0.1 up from there. Oops, sorry. Here's a NASDAQery. Boy, look at that! Look at that curve. That is really calm and relaxing. It's like, yeah, you know what? We're gonna go up a little bit. We're gonna go down a little bit, right? S&P, same thing. Pretty orderly. Pretty orderly. And the Dow looks good too. All right, Exxon Mobil, 44 cents now. Oh, I like that. Good, 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 good. I need $60, man. I need $60 on that thing, so I can make a little bank. It's got to be patient. Okay, she has to go outside, so I need to run down here and let her out. Leave it on Palantir. All right, I'm gonna go let her outside and let her go to the bathroom, and then I will be right back. Stay tuned. Okay, let's go. Good dog. Good. We'll give you your treat. All right, she's taking care of what I miss. 22.45 on Palantir. Will it do another leg up today? I still need to get her more food in here. That's all I got. You have sand in your eyes. There you go. Okay, ready? All right, she has her ball. She's settled in. She's good to go. Boeing, Boeing, Boeing. Look at that. So I think people freaked out over the Department of Transportation, but once they read the story, they decided that, yeah, they're just going to look at the FAA. It's not an audit of Boeing per se, and they're not going to go out and reinspect every 737. Every one of them that was recertified had to be signed off on. Every single one of them. So at least in this country, and then in Europe and Canada, same thing. And some countries, I think India still has a ban on it, but India just announced they will allow overflights of the 737 MAX. I don't know why they still haven't approved it for flight there, but that's their country, so they can choose. All right, AMC up 24 cents to 9.52. No news. I wish I could figure out a way to get rid of that. I hate those things. And then GameStop. Oh, by the way, Gil exercised all of his options that were expired last week, so he added like 50,000 more shares of GameStop. I don't know what price or cost basis, so he just let those things exercise. So good for him. All right. Bit of a recovery here on Coinbase, up to 317 now. Will turn positive on the day. I mean, that's had a nice ballpark-ish 4.6% jump off the bottom. Still down 2.89%, but this thing was down almost 9%. Oops. Deutsche Börse to delist Coinbase from Xetra Frankfurt Exchange due to wrong code. What the hell is this? Said on Wednesday it would delist the shares of Coinbase from its Xetra trading system in the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. The delisting, which will take place by end of Friday's trading session, being prompted missing reference data for the stock, the company said. Specifically, a wrong reference code was used, possibly by mistake, when Coinbase started to trade on the exchange. What does that mean? In order for the company to get listed again, it has to apply for the code. What? What the heck is that? In order for the company to get listed again, it has to apply for the code. What does that mean? That came out. Hold on a second. Let me see. Rosenblatt starts Coinbase Global at a buy with a $450 price target. Adding the delisting would apply until further notice. So what happens to everybody that owns it? That's why it sold off. So, you know, there were people in the know. See, this is market stuff, okay? You're okay over here. What happened yesterday? Why did it jump from 335 and go all the way down to 302? Because the Frankfurt Stock Exchange is delisting it temporarily while they apply for a new code, which somehow is a load of crap. I want to find out what that reference code is. So let's see here. Again, we talked about this before. Wall Streeters do not like Coinbase. They want to see it fail. They do not want to see it succeed because it competes with their business model. Here's just the it's on Yahoo Finance, and I will put this link in the chat if you want to go read it. All right, Deutsche Börse to delist Coinbase from etc. and Frankfurt Trade. And this came out 2:51 a.m. Berlin Reuters. Deutsche Börse said on Wednesday it would delist the shares of cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase Global by end of Friday's trading session. The reason for the delisting is a missing reference data for these shares. Deutsche Börse said adding the delisting would apply until further notice. When Coinbase trading started at Deutsche Börse's platforms, a wrong reference code, a so-called LEI code, was used by mistake, Deutsche Börse said. It was not clear whose mistake it was. Such an individual reference code is needed for identification and the regulatory requirement for admission to trading. The only way for Coinbase to resume trading is for the issuer to apply for an LEI. Coinbase did not immediately respond to an email request for comment outside U.S. business hours. U.S. cryptocurrency exchange made its NASDAQ debut last week. All right, so now let's go to Coinbase Investor Relations, and let's see if they have some kind of announcement on this. No, a bunch of YouTube videos. Coinbase 413, 419. Coinbase Pro to support additional order books. Oh, that's interesting. Nothing there. Do they have a blog? Let's just go to Coinbase News. Coinbase blog. Nothing since the 13th. So, does that mean... All right. What if I own Coinbase on Frankfurt delisting options? So that could have been all the sells that we had yesterday and today. Yesterday because the overnights, yesterday because people knew that this was going to happen and the news didn't come out. Jim Cramer says he considers Coinbase a real deal, adding that if you're a big believer in cryptocurrency, you want to own Coinbase for the long haul. That's like the stock jinx. Market recap with Jim Cramer, Coinbase, and Kathy Wood. What is this? Well, Jim Cramer owns TheStreet.com, by the way. So, all right, we'll come back to that. So, Deutsche Börse to delist Coinbase from Frankfurt Trade. So, does that mean that people that own it right now, do they have to sell it? Would the shares be sold? Would their brokerage firms on the Etc. platform on the Etc. trading system and the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, would that mean that people that own that have to sell them or take delivery? How does that work? I have no idea. Does anybody know? If any of you guys know, I don't think I've ever seen this before in my entire life. I've never seen somebody get delisted from an exchange overseas because of a listing code. Are you serious? Again, there's a lot of people with a lot of money that do not want to see Coinbase succeed because it directly competes with the equity markets. And they want to keep all. It's just like they hate retail traders. They hate you and I because they don't want us to participate in their money grab. Meanwhile, Palantir is up to 22.53, 22.54, 22.54. Hold on. Minus 23.21. Now I'm only 67 cents away from break even. But overall, my options are up 30%. I'm up $924 on that. I'm only down $1,251 on the stock. So right now, overall, between the 2,000 shares of Palantir and the 35 call options, I'm down $400. And I'm happy about that because I think I'm right on this particular stock. I'm right. If I end up being wrong on the Exxon Mobil calls on May 7th for 60, which I'm still not convinced that I'm wrong on that yet, we'll see. I'm down $3,500 on my Exxon Mobil. I bought 80 of the damn calls. So it's a YOLO option play. A YOLO option play for $10,000. And right now, or no, $6,300. I bought $6,300 of options on Exxon Mobil that are now worth only $28.40. So I'm down $3,500 on those. Yay me. I don't think I'm wrong on those either. But I'm running out of time. I only have 2.5 weeks. All right, so Palantir 22.50. That's up 71 cents. Coffee gone. Water ready to go. Both my feet are on the floor. Somewhat decent posture. Make sure you check your trading posture, folks. Get your feet on the floor in front of you. Separate them. Don't put them underneath your chair where they're at. Get them out in front of you. How do I get rid of empty news wires for a source? Let's see. Can I program on TradingView to get rid of that? Let's see. TradingView. Empty. I'm typing in TradingView empty news wires remove. It bugs me that much. I can't sift through the news. They do this stupid thing that bugs the hell out of me. So anytime you type on any type of meme stock, what's considered to be a meme stock, whether it's there's Palantir. Now watch this. AMC. Same crap. Social Buzz. GME. Same crap. Social Buzz. Coinbase. Social Buzz. So in other words, sometimes I like to check this feed instead of going to my brokerage account and trying to find news. You can't sort through any of this crap. To read through this stuff, they have to look at this and say, okay, where's my news at? Social Buzz, social. It's just all crap. And I shouldn't have to scroll through all that crap. I hate that. But Midnight Trader, MT Newswires, is getting all the play on that. I don't like it because I like to use this as quick news. I can look at my earnings really, really fast on any symbol I want. It's actually faster than typing it in on my brokerage software, which is Street Smart Edge. It's like a second quicker. All right, 22.43. All All right, we'll see what happens with that one. Boeing on a nice little run here. All right, let's check the heat map. I'm just looking at what you're doing. It's okay. That looks pretty good. Mostly green. Google, Facebook, Apple, Disney, Netflix down. Tesla down just a little bit. Why are they down this morning? They shouldn't be down. All right, Dow up 188, NASDAQ up 26, S&P up 14, and Tesla is down. China market regulator urges Tesla to ensure product quality in China. China's market regulator, and then we'll let the dogs say hello. China's market regulator said on Wednesday that it has urged U.S. electric vehicle maker Tesla to ensure its product quality in China following an incident at the Shanghai Auto Show that drew wide attention in social media. An unhappy customer at the show clambered on top of a Tesla vehicle to protest over the company's handling of her complaints about malfunctioning brakes in one of its cars. So go to the auto show and jump on the hood, and Tesla apologizes. Okay, that's their grammar error, not mine. After a customer protested at auto show, says to share car data with Chinese regulator. So Tesla apologized to Chinese consumers for not addressing a customer's complaints in a timely way and said it would launch a review of its service operations in the world's biggest auto market. The unusual public apology from Tesla followed criticism in state media and an incident at Shanghai Auto Show that got wide attention in China's social media. An unhappy customer clamored videos that went viral on Monday showed a woman wearing a t-shirt emblazoned with the words "The brakes don't work." All right, we got to look at that one. Hold on a second. The brakes don't work. I got to see this. I don't know about you guys, but let's see. Tesla. The brakes don't work. Video. And let's see here. Videos. Let's see if this. Oops, spell work correct maybe. And type in China. Where's it at? Oh, they're scrubbing it, man. They are scrubbing it. Let's go to all again. Here we go. Get this thing to load at least and buffer a little bit. Let me press pause on this. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna. There she is. She's at the auto show and she jumps on the Tesla with a t-shirt that says, "My brakes don't work." She's standing right on top of the car. Apparently this came out Monday and I missed it. Why didn't you guys tell me this was out there? This is awesome. Look at her. Good for her. Look, don't film. Don't film. My brakes don't work. Apparently that's what her shirt says in Chinese. So this is a China auto show, and she jumps on the top of the car and says, "They won't fix my brakes." Look at the umbrellas. Look what they're trying to do. They're like, "Stop filming, and people are like, "No, we're filming this all right. We're filming this all right." Isn't that a cool screen? Look at that. I'll pick up my phone. It's got that. Standing right on the roof of the car. Up, up. And they're just throwing her back in the... And now the company, Tesla, is going to have her sit down at the table and say, all right, let's get this figured out. And there come the popo. Here come the police. Yeah, we'll see where she ends up going. Hopefully nothing bad happens to her. But I guess if that's what you got to do to get your point across. Holy cow, that was hilarious. Haha, she stole the show. Yes, she did. That is funny. So that's not today's sell-off though, folks. Let's go to a 5-minute chart here. Let's look at yesterday. Jumped up, so then overnight, so that's when the incident happened. And then Tuesday, the reaction. All right, down $1.89, but it jumped all the way down to $6.98. But that is hilarious. That might be the funniest Tesla video I have ever seen. No, it's not. No, the funniest. What's the funniest Tesla video? Come on. What's the funniest Tesla video? What is it? What is the funniest Tesla video? Knight, how about you? Yeah, you want to guess? The funniest Tesla video I've seen. Let this load. Oh, hold on, press pause. Okay, it is this one. The glass incident. You guys remember this? All right, there we go. Yeah. Demo, Tesla armor glass.
Sure? Yeah.
You sure?
Maybe that was a little too hard.
Elon Musk cruises out the Tesla Cybertruck, and it just now he's gonna have him do it again. All right, so Elon Musk told him to do it again in both cases. And I think what they said on this one for the Cybertruck, if I believe I'm reading it correctly, I think what they said was they had tested it a few different times. And if you think about pressure and you think about layers of fiberglass or whatever they used to prevent the glass from shattering, it doesn't matter how many times. If you keep hitting something, eventually it's gonna get hairline cracks in it like this. And eventually it's going to shatter. And so by them testing this, now maybe the first 1, 2, or 3 times they threw it at this to test it, it didn't break. And they say, yep, we're good to go. At that point, they should have got a second Tesla truck and brought that one out and did it that way. We don't know how many times that metal ball was thrown at these exact same panes before this time they broke. And I think that's what they were saying. So, of course, I'm sure that they got that straightened out by now. But that is the funniest moment. So we'll say that the glass breaking was the funniest Tesla moment. The second funniest is that girl on the car in China screaming about her brakes don't work. So just saying, that's funny. Knight says, I remember that. That was hilarious. I love moments when things just fail. Yeah, like my stock picks. I'll be all right on Palantir. So 22.36, it's pulled back a little bit here. Retest retest from 30 minutes ago. So we'll take that. But then again, you would say, yeah, but I retested here and it broke those. True. But this drop right here, look what else it matches up to. Resistance a little bit over here. Again, it's a 30-second chart. You can't do TA on a 30-second chart. You can for a very quick decision when you look at the S&P and say, okay, S&P go burr, VIX is going down, S&P is going up. This looks pretty good. Let's go to a 3-minute. Did it give me another buy on a 3-minute yet? No, it's still operating on the same buy right after the open for the run-up after it dropped initially. When it came back, it's still operating there. And if you got in on that buy, let's say on the second candle, when it eclipsed up here, you're up, even at this point, you're up 2.78%. And the stock is up 2.71% overall. So still looks pretty good. There's a green doji there on a 3-minute. But again, it's still operating on a buy. So the fact that it pulled back here, even my 3-minute stuff, it's above the 50, it's above the 180, above the 200. It's not in an oversold or overbought condition. We did get a crossover on the 3-minute, and now that doji's red. So let's see if it's going to break that support and possibly come back down. Your volume on the run-up was pretty good. On the buy side, forget about that wick there. That's just that's a good one. But what you're really looking at is now you got a little bit of selling pressure in here. These are your day traders. They're taking profits off of some of this. And the reason why they're doing that is because this one here broke this one by just a little bit. See that? 22.27 versus 22.32. So it broke it by 5 cents. So maybe that's causing that pressure there where these buys over here are not greater than the sells, which could be additional pressure. But overall, we've got the Dow is now up 214, 213.8 on the Dow, 214, okay, 30-second chart. NASDAQ up 38. Nice jump off the bottom there. S&P up 17. That's pretty good too. Oh, she's just sitting down below. Oh, I was going to show you guys the dog. I forgot about that. You guys got to remind me when I say I'm going to show you the dog and then I get into something else. Exxon Mobil still hanging out, up 55 cents, forming a base. I'll take that base on the next leg up. Thank you very much. Nvidia up $1.36. Microsoft up 44 cents. Intel up 15 cents. Ford up 20 cents. Boeing up 225 to 236.31. Wow. That would have been a good run there. AMD up. Apple down off their big event yesterday. The new iPad Pro, the new M1. They're also going to come out with a key tag for location. You can buy the tags, I think $29, something like that. AMC up 27 cents. Coinbase down $1.97 only now. So up to 318.78. That's pretty good off the bottom dump there. And again, Coinbase being delisted from the Frankfurt Exchange as of Friday because of some kind of LEI code. What the hell is an LEI code? Let's see. Let's see what it is. Frankfurt Exchange. What is an LEI code? And they're not saying who made the mistake. We're missing code. And that came out today, but I think some people knew the news yesterday. And that's why it sold off yesterday. Coinbase will halt trading on German exchange over missing code. Will halt trading on Friday. Missing a mandatory legal identifier. Okay. The company listed shares on etc. and the Frankfurt Stock Exchange in its U.S. initial public offering and provided the so-called legal entity identifier, or LEI, but the code turned out not to be linked to the listed entity. Trading for the stock, therefore, has to stop on April 23rd, Deutsche Börse said in a statement Wednesday. The only way to get Coinbase back into trading is for the issuer to apply for an LEI. A spokesperson for Deutsche Börse said. An official for Coinbase declined to comment. This is interesting. So this is a Bloomberg, and company listed shares on Exeter and Frankfurt Stock Exchange in its U.S. initial public offering direct listing, and provided the so-called legal entity identifier, but the identifier turned out not to be linked to the listed entry. Trading for the stock therefore has to stop. What does that mean for people that own the stock? Not one of these stories has said that. JP Morgan, see, paywall. JP Morgan warns, that's okay, watch this. JP Morgan warns of Bitcoin after futures liquidated. So that's a story I just saw on Bloomberg. So now, watch this. So, again, I love Microsoft. The reason why, when you go to Bloomberg, this is what you do. And this isn't anything shady. This isn't anything illegal. But Bloomberg has paywalls. So they'll give you the home page. Okay? So they're going to give you the home page. But then you go click on a story. We'll just, Economic Bank of Canada, no. HSBC. Here we go. We'll click on this story, but watch this. Okay. Control C. All right. So see how I'm blocked? That's a paywall. Okay. That didn't work. I went to. It won't let me backspace. Oh, it copied the whole damn story. Okay, let's go back to the home page here. All right, so this is what you do to get around paywalls, and Microsoft is the best at this. So if I take these words here, and I take this story, and I only want the first part of it here, and I take those words right there, and I do Control C, and I go into my browser, and I do Control V. Now I'm looking for the story, okay, but I'm looking for MSN. And the reason why is MSN, so Microsoft might not be carrying the story. So let me go MSN at the end of the search string. I know it's a pain in the ass to look it up. All right, it's not there. But it worked on this story. So this is a story I wanted to read, but Bloomberg blocked me through their paywall because I don't subscribe to them, nor will I. So Microsoft, though, through MSN Money, carries a story anyway. Free news. Last few times, witness such negative price action in Bitcoin, buyers returned in time to prevent deeper slumps. This time, the JP Morgan strategist is worried. You got to remember, Jamie Dimon over at JP, they can't stand crypto. If the largest cryptocurrency isn't able to break back above $60,000 soon, momentum signals will collapse as likely traders, including commodity trading advisors and crypto funds, were at least partly behind the buildup of long Bitcoin futures in recent weeks, as well as the unwind in the past days. Over the past few days, Bitcoin futures markets experienced a steep liquidation in a similar fashion to the middle of last February, middle of last January, or the end of last November. Momentum signals will naturally decay from here for several months given their still elevated level. Except Bitcoin is not a traditional stock. The overall flow impulse was strong enough to allow Bitcoin to quickly break out above the key thresholds, yielding further buildups in position by momentum traders. Show full articles without continue reading button for 24 hours. Whether we see a rebeat, again, this is all behind a paywall. I can't read this story on Bloomberg. Bitcoin rose as high as 64,870 around the time the NASDAQ listing and Coinbase happened. Is retreated back to 55, which is where we are at right now. We're at 56 right now. All right. Struggling to overtake its 50-day moving average. Okay, so let's look at that. Let's look at the 50. Let's go to a daily chart now. Yes and no. It breached it here, but pushed up. Didn't breach it here. It breached it here. Oops. Looks like so came right up to it. If you're looking at the 50, again, this is the daily chart, so the white is the 180-day average, the red is the 200 moving day average, the green is the 50-day moving average. And what they're saying is the last time it breached this thing, well, September 2020, it legged down from 11,154 down to 97.40. 97.40 divided into 11,154. So that dropped it 12.68%. Okay. But the last drop that we had on this already is 13.9. So the last time it broke the 50, it then legged down another 12.68%. It's already down 13.9 off the top. So now what we do is we go back over here and we say what was the decline from that top? So that top, which would have been right here in August, but more recently, this one right here, it dropped 7%, and then it dropped 18. So you could say, okay, looking at that example, you can say, okay, so what's going to happen this time? Well, what JP Morgan is suggesting, that if it doesn't break back above 60,000 soon, which is right here, so apparently there's a boatload of futures options at 60, because people bought it thinking, oh, this looks good. Oh, this looks good. Let's buy it. Uh-oh. Do we unwind it? And so you have unwinding happening here. It breached the 50-day. The last time it breached that 50-day back in September, it traveled down an additional 12.68%. So if you say, okay, where is 17% from here? Here's 17.5%, which would be can't tell me. It's not going to tell me. Minus 11,365. 64, 7, 17. Oops. Minus 10. Okay. So another $11,000 possibly. Or not 11, hold on. 17. Yeah, possibly 11,000 from the top. Or we'll see. I don't know. I don't know that I have the confidence to buy this story. As far as that goes, should Bitcoin be unable to breach its short-term trend line, it could move lower and test a $50,000 level. So is this a trap though? They want you to short the thing. Oh, go buy the 50,000 futures. It's going to drop to 50,000. About a 10% decline from where it's currently trading. But again, there's this whole if. if it doesn't break through 60 again. Smaller and alternative coins, blah, 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 blah. All right. So, but again, that's how you get around the paywall. You just take the story on Bloomberg or Washington Post or whatever, repost it, and or repost it as a search term in your Google search, or I use DuckDuckGo, and you can get around the paywalls. That's just how I do it, because screw Bloomberg, can't stand them. All right, Palantir pulled back 22.38, but still up 60 cents on the day. That's a daily chart. I don't want that. Nice confirmation there, though. Here's a 3-minute and 30-second chart. Retest, 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 retest. But declining. But again, you're still well above. But you got selling. You did get into an overbought over here, but then it ran even further. But the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence, kept it above. So at least if you were following MACD on this buy, yeah, that would have been a good time to exit on the cross on the 3-minute. Maybe I should have done that. Still up 18% on my options. So the options are up 12% today. The stock is up 2.75% today. So that's pretty good. All right, coin. Again, I got to figure this out. This is really bugging the hell out of me. Because I don't like not being in the know. So the problem with this story, let's go to Deutsche Börse. DEUTSCHEBOERSE. And we'll try the Google Translate thing. Well, they operate the exchange. All right, so here's the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. Okay. So now we'll see what this comes up with. Coinbase Global. I'm not going to accept that cookie thing. See this story and this, oops, and this story. All right, who speaks German? All right, so we'll do here is we're going to do this. And, oops, come back up. Right to here, I'm going to do a Control-C. I'm going to go over to Google Translate. And then we're going to go over to translategoogle.com. And we're going to go from German to English, and we're going to paste. And there's our free story. All right, Coinbase goes public, so 414. It's old news. So in Europe, they put the day first before the month, and I read this as 421, today's date, and then I forgot about that. So that's not the story I'm looking for. Clear that out. It's same thing, 414. No, I don't want to install that extension. No, thank you. So they're not listing the story on their own freaking exchange. Who's the specialist? Butterbank. Butterbank is the market specialist for the exchange. So that's who the market maker is. Yeah, so the day comes before the month in Europe. That's the way they do things there. So go to news here. And again, there's no news. Let's see. Let's go to etc. And we'll go coin. Or let's type in Coinbase. Boy, they really want me to accept this stuff, don't they? April 21st. Here we go. Important info. This is the story we want right here. So what we want to find out is, I'm trying to find out. See, that's. Oh, they put it in English right there. That's all right. We'll make sure it says the same thing in German as it does in English. All right, important info. We hereby inform you that the Coinbase Global ISN, abbreviator 1QZ, will cease trading on Friday, April 23rd at the end of trading, was at 11 o'clock our time. They stopped trading, I think, in Europe. Applies until further notice and is due to missing master or identification data, LEI. It applies to both trading venues, etc., and Bourse Frankfurt, extra, and until further notice. The reason for the delisting is a missing reference data for these shares. So they're just figuring this out a week later, and instead of saying, hey, you know what? We don't know who made this mistake. Was it Coinbase's mistake? Was it the market maker or the exchange in Frankfurt that did the listing that Coinbase paid? Coinbase paid somebody to send the documentation to get it listed on the Frankfurt exchange. Who did they pay? Are they the ones that screwed up? Or did somebody finger fudge the LEI code for the Frankfurt exchange and it's their mistake? Or is this Coinbase in the United States, is it their mistake here? But the problem is they're going to be delisted at the end of the trading day on Friday. So let's go Frankfurt exchange hours in US. All right, so Frankfurt Stock Exchange, and did they screw this up at other places too? Okay. Oh, look at this. It's kind of cool. What the heck? Look at this. This is neat. Check this out. So, yeah, fine. I don't care. All right. This is the market 24-hour clock. Here's what we're going to do. So this will tell you New York Stock Exchange, New York, right? Huh. And Tokyo, Zurich, Frankfurt. Okay, so here's the Frankfurt one. So they closed at, let's see, 8:28 now. So they've got another half hour. So they close at 9 o'clock our time. So the Frankfurt Exchange is open right now. They close at 9 o'clock our. I like this. Hold on a second. Control minus. Here's what we're going to do here. Watch this. Just so that I can have it, I'm going to do this. And let me get this out of the way. Or I think I can just do new. And then I can go like this. Boom. And now I can go, where's my save as? There it is. Is that right? Save as. And I'm just going to throw that on my desktop for now. World market clock. That's kind of cool. All right, so I have that saved. And then I'm going to bookmark this bad boy. Oh, that's not what I want. Where's my bookmark? Oh, here it is. Sure. Nope. World market clock. Sweet. All right. So that's kind of neat. So they've got about a half an hour. So again, what does... I still don't know. Apparently, I'm not smart enough to figure this out. I don't know what happens to people that own the stock. So let's say you bought shares last week. Are you forced to sell those shares before Friday? Because if you are, there's going to be more pressure on this thing every single day. I don't know how to figure out the answer to that question. I have no idea what people have to do if they own shares of Coinbase on the Frankfurt Exchange. And maybe it's not a lot. Maybe it's not a lot of shares. I don't know. But that's interesting. All right, a little bit of a pullback here. Dow Jones, and then we're gonna sign off for today here. Dow Jones is up 166. S&P is up 21. The VIX is at 17.8, heading south. And the NASDAQ is up 80. So actually, we're still looking pretty good. Palantir pulled back though. Exxon Mobil pulled back a little bit. It's bouncing back though. Palantir pulled back significantly. 22. What did it get up to? 22.59. So 2.25 divided into 22.59 minus 1. So it pulled back 1.5%. But Coinbase, that's got me thinking. I mean, we should be okay with it. So the fact that Frankfurt is open right now, and anybody that has those shares already knows, did they already exit it? You know, how long does it take? See, now this is the way my brain works. You guys are getting my brain to work. How long does it take to get an LEI code for Frankfurt Exchange? Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me. Look at this. Look. This is ridiculous. Apply before 2 p.m. and get your legal entity identifier today. Hey, Coinbase. You can get an LEI number, legal entity identifier for $250 for 5 years. Do me a favor, Coinbase. Spend the money today. Spend that $250 today. You can get this thing in 2 minutes. Operators are standing by right now. You can get the LEI identifier for Coinbase right now, this second, just by putting in your Visa number right there. So let's look up Coinbase Global. Sure, right here. Says they have one. Coinbase Germany, LEI. So what's the problem here? So why is this an issue? If Coinbase Germany has an LEI active since, okay, this is interesting. Okay. So they've had an LEI since June 18th of 2020. They have one, fully corroborated. It expires on June 18th, 2021. So they bought a 1-year LEI. So apparently they have one. So if they have one, why is this a big deal if somebody just screwed up and put in the number? Well, I'll tell you why. Here's why. Look at this freaking number. So Coinbase Inc., Coinbase UK, Coinbase Germany, Coinbase Ireland, Coinbase, that's not it. So look at the number. Did they put in the wrong number? Did they maybe put in this number for their stock exchange listing? Were they supposed to use this number? So these numbers have to be for the actual Coinbase exchange to buy and sell cryptocurrency through Coinbase in the country, which are allowed to do. Separate from that, did they need a different LEI number for Coinbase stock equity to trade on a Frankfurt exchange? Okay. By the way, you're not going to see any of this research anywhere else but here. You guys are getting an inkling into how my brain works. So if they're missing, this should not be a freaking issue. And Coinbase should come out with a statement on that. And they come out with a statement on it, and they're able to my freaking whatchamacallit just froze. There we go. No other news on it at all. A wrong reference code was used, possibly by mistake. Yeah, no shit. When Coinbase started to trade on the exchange. In order for the company to get listed again, it has to apply for the code. Okay, so you can apply for the code in freaking 2 minutes. You can get a freaking code. So are they blowing this up? And now people freaking out, selling their shares. So here's where the news breaks. Here's people in Germany selling their shares. Here's more people in Germany selling their shares, and people in the US getting the news, like me, that Coinbase is going to be delisted on Friday on the Frankfurt exchange. And then guys like me are going out, wait a minute, what are they missing here? Okay, wait, what? Maybe this isn't an issue. My guess is this shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't be an issue based on the fact that Coinbase has LEI numbers. It's who screwed up. Did maybe in their filing their LEI number was correct and the exchange itself typed in the wrong number? Because according to this, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different Coinbase LEI numbers listed when you do a search for an LEI number. There's Coinbase Incorporated, there's Coinbase UK, Coinbase Germany, and Coinbase Ireland, based on the fact that you can buy cryptocurrencies in those countries on a Coinbase app, on the Coinbase exchange. You can buy Ethereum and Bitcoin. These are probably what those LEI numbers represent. So then the question comes in, okay, when Coinbase listed their their stock to be listed on a Frankfurt exchange, who fudged the number? Come on, I figured this shit out in freaking 40 minutes. Somebody's got to be able to figure that out quicker than me. Because all you got to do, hey, Coinbase, psst, psst, come here. Over here, psst, come here. This right here. This, where do I got to point? Hold on. This way. This right here. You see this? See this? Right down there. Right down there. Right over here. $65 a year, Coinbase. $250. But wait. You can get this in 2 minutes, apparently. Check this out, Coinbase. Apply before 2 p.m. The application takes 2 minutes. The validation 1 to 24 hours. LEI confirmation. Coinbase, I got a special for you. Today only. Within 24 hours from right now, if you go to this website, Brian Armstrong, if you're listening, if you go to this website, you can get a new LEI number in less than 24 hours. I don't think they have to because they already got freaking 4 of them. Coinbase will be okay, folks. If you own Coinbase, don't sell it based on this news, in my opinion. I'm not selling it. I like the stock. Not financial or tax advice. I'm not a licensed financial professional. Don't do or listen to anything I say. I'm just some idiot on the internet. If you do what I say, just like Palantir or Coinbase, you will lose all your money. You will go broke listening to me. It's an absolute promise on how to destroy your account. Again, don't listen to me. I don't know anything I'm talking about. Ooh, Boeing selling off. $231. People are taking profits. They traded it. They were smart. They adjusted their orders and they bought it, and now they're taking profits. That shouldn't happen with Coinbase. Now I think this is going to be fine. I'm going to predict that right now. I think Coinbase will be fine. I don't think they're going to be delisted on Friday. You have 2 days. Actually, you have you have 2 sessions. They have 2 sessions to get this corrected. They have the session that closes here in 20 minutes because, wait a minute, wait for it. Where's it at? Because according to my world clock, my world market clock, which I have. Oops, why did it open up over there? Get over here. At this time right here, at 9 o'clock Eastern time, or I'm sorry, 9 o'clock Pacific, Frankfurt Exchange closes for the day. So they still have 2 more sessions. This isn't an issue. This delisting is nothing. I think it's something very, very minor. I think they're going to be able to get straightened out. I think somebody's going to apply enough pressure. The JP Morgans, the Chases, the Morgan Stanleys, whoever did the offering on behalf of Coinbase for that exchange, they're going to figure out who fucked this up, and they're going to get the correct LEI. But the fact that there's still no comment from Coinbase, I don't like that fact, because if I can figure that out in an hour or so, they're going to keep running the same freaking story too. Boom, boom, boom. It's unclear who made the mistake. A wrong code was used, possibly by mistake. Okay, fine. Put in the correct effing code and let's get on with it. Don't delist a freaking company that already does business in your country. Again, they don't like this company. They want to see this company fail. This is no different than Melvin Capital and all their games that they play with GameStop and AMC and Palantir to a certain extent. They play games with these companies, and now they're playing games with Coinbase. And I feel bad for everybody in Germany or everybody in Europe that trades on the exchange that sold their Coinbase because they believed it was going to be delisted, and they sold it all the way down to here. And even people in this country turned around and sold it and lost $21 a share, down 6.5%. And now we're right back up where it was before this crap started, and the Frankfurt Exchange decided to release that. Why in a good green earth would they come out with a press conference or a news story and say, oh, the LEI number is wrong, we're delisting the company, we're kicking them off the exchange, you got until Friday to get their shares out of here, either you get them off of this exchange or we're going to liquidate them, or whatever they're going to do, because come Friday at the close, we're delisting Coinbase from the Frankfurt Exchange. Screw you, Deutsche Börse, and screw you, Frankfurt Stock Exchange, and screw you, etc. trading platform. They have 4 frickin' LEI numbers. Fucking pick one. Pick a number, attach it to the stock, figure out who screwed it up, and let's move on. That's what the market is saying is happening. So that could be happening right now behind the scenes. This news came out, a few hours ago. So hopefully Coinbase got in front of it. And again, I think that you have all the big boys that were in on this offering for Coinbase. Jeffries and who did the offering? Let's see. What company did offering of Coinbase on Frankfurt Exchange? I'm trying to find out. Let's go. Oops. Holy cow. I can't type. Deutsche Börse. I don't know how you spell Deutsche Börse. What are the stories? These stories hit. I don't know if they get a timestamp on it or not. Look at this. This is all freaking manipulation now. Now it's to the manipulation stage. That's what this is. So let's go to news. The EU blocks the merger a month ago. There you go. 17 minutes ago. Again, they're going to regurgitate this shit all day long. I'm trying to find out. If I get a pull up, I already don't have the prospectus. Okay, who? These freaking paywalls. I hate them. I got to do all this search to figure this stuff out? I'm trying to figure out what companies. Anyway, what it comes down to is this. Whatever companies, it obviously, they're going to get this settled, and it may already be settled, but the news hasn't hit yet. And that's why you're seeing this big pop. Because since it did this, it's back to where we were yesterday. And it's recovered off the bottom by 8% or $24 a share. So this thing has recovered $24 a share since this morning on that news of the delisting. So that in itself, it's not a confirmation that I'm right that the LEI is not going to be a big deal. I have a pretty good inkling I'm right now, based on the research I did showing you guys this. And that is a fact that, you know, hey, they've already got 4 different LEI numbers. It takes 2 minutes to get it. It takes a day to verify it. And you've got 2 more trading sessions in Frankfurt before it's delisted. So somebody fat fingered it. The fact that they did this without, you know, did they give this heads up to Coinbase? Did Coinbase know this yesterday or a week ago? Or why are we figuring this out now? And then the only thing they do is say, hey, we need to get this fixed. Instead of doing that, they say, nope, I'm German, so we will delist your company today. No more Coinbase. Done. Kaput. Coinbase kaput. Coinbase kaput. That's right? Kaput. Takes 2 minutes to get an LEI number. Idiots. So, yeah. It's redonkulous. That's the word I'm using for this. Redonkulous. Absolutely redonkulous. All right, still down $1,200 on Palantir. Overall, my options are up $521. Those are up 17%, but I'm still down 3.9% on my shares. But my options are up 10.99% today, and my shares are up 2.43% today. So we're holding it. I'm not going anywhere. The news is Kathy Wood in her ARK-K fund bought 1.1 million shares of Palantir at yesterday's close. There you have it. And maybe that's why that's up. She got a bargain, man. She got a bargain. What'd she pay? $21.76. Wait, oh, duh. Minus 54 cents. $21.79. So they put, so $21.79 divided into 22.33. They bought 1.1 million shares and they're up 2.55%. It's a good company, man. I'm telling you. It is a good company. I like the stonk. I also like this stonk. That explains why it went down, though. Not there. Here. This dump of 8%, 28 bucks a share, was because of the Frankfurt Stock Exchange and Deutsche Börse. And again, I think this is not going to be an issue because I think that news is out now. Anybody that was going to sell sold in this range here, and then they regretted that sale all the way up into this run back up to 325. So don't worry. I'm not going to say no. You should worry about Coinbase. It's going to zero. Sell it. Sell everything. It's gonna crash. Not financial advice. That was sarcasm, by the way. I bought this for the long term. I have 120 shares of Coinbase, roughly 330 at 330.72 and 331.13, something like that. What's my cost basis again on these things? 331.95. So 331.95 and 330.72 is my cost basis. I own it in two different accounts. I do not own any Coinbase in my taxable account. I have 2,000 shares of Palantir. I have 35 call options for Palantir at $24 that I paid a strike price of 86 cents for, and they're up to $1.07 now. So those things are up 17% today, up 24% overall. I own 80 Exxon Mobil calls at $60 strike, expiration May 7th. Those I'm down about $3,700 on. And I own 2 U.S. oil $57 leaps that don't expire until January 21st of 2022. And those are down like $184. So there you go. So mixed, I've got some things up, some things down. Hey, we stayed till 9 o'clock today. There we go. Well, we had to figure out that Coinbase thing because if any of you guys own it, you were probably as curious as I was as to what the hell is going on with the company. So don't worry about Coinbase in terms of the news. Again, if you're just joining me, if you're looking at this at a replay, the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, Deutsche Börse, which owns them, announced that Coinbase will be delisted at the end of trading Frankfurt time on Friday. Okay, so that would be our Friday morning at 9 o'clock in the morning Pacific, 12 o'clock Eastern. I think that's right. I got to check the time. I think that's correct though. They're going to delist Coinbase because of an LEI identifier. LEI identifier for Coinbase for Europe is basically equal to the employer identification number for our IRS in the US. So our EIN number for a business in Europe, it's called the LEI for Frankfurt. And so apparently when they did the filing for the listing for coin on the Frankfurt Exchange, somebody fudge factored a number. Either they took one of these numbers here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe it was supposed to be this number, maybe it's supposed to be this number. This is the LEI numbers for Coinbase that show up under a search. But you can get an LEI number in 2 minutes. You can have it validated in 24 hours. That should be enough for a company as large as Coinbase to tell the Frankfurt Exchange, go screw yourselves and get us, and don't let us delist. Now that did not stop the stock from dropping $28 a share. And the damn thing dropped. If you think that they knew about this yesterday, which they did, you got to know that they figured it out then. It dropped, 21 bucks. And if you sold down here in the US, I didn't sell. I did not look at that delisting and say I'm screwed and sell my 120 shares. Market maturity. I paused, I waited, and I started digging the shit out of what that fucking meant. And to tell me that this thing is going to delist because of a wrong code? Come on, man. You can get it in 2 freaking minutes, in 24 hours. You can get it in less than a day. And they have 2 more trading sessions because their trading session closes like right freaking now. I got my new toy. Check this out. Frankfurt Exchange already closed. So they closed already. So they closed. Maybe they closed at 8:30 our time. Moscow was about to close. All right, Moscow Exchange is now closed. You saw it live right here on the channel, on the Crypto Sonar channel. You saw for the very first time me watching the Moscow Stock Exchange close. So apparently Frankfurt closed a half hour before. So Coinbase has until 8:30 Pacific, 11:30 Eastern on Friday morning to get that LEI code to prevent Coinbase from being delisted on a Frankfurt exchange. It takes 24 hours to get an LEI code. You can't tell me that there's people that can make a decision instead of delisting the damn thing. They got 4 freaking numbers already listed as LEI codes. And then it came back and roared back. Absolutely roared. I feel bad for whoever sold down here and didn't do due diligence or didn't watch my channel. That damn thing ran up $24.26, 8% since I really dug into why it was going down. So now we know why it was going down. It went down because Frankfurt plans to delist it. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that, whoever did the Coinbase, I didn't. Where's the here? This is bugging me now too. So hold on a second. I want to look at. All right. I don't have it on this computer. I have it on my other one. And I'm looking for PDF. All right, come on. Oh, here's the S1. I clicked on this one instead of this one. This is where I got it before. I got it right off the SEC. So what I'm trying to figure out. All right, come on. Oh, if this is lagging, I apologize. I don't think I read. Here we go. Goldman. All right. So Goldman did this, okay? In addition, all these other ones Goldman, JP Morgan, Allen and Company, and Citigroup. Okay. So Goldman, JP Morgan, Allen and Company, and Citigroup were the 4 companies that did Coinbase. So if you don't believe for a minute that all of them are telling the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, you are not going to delist this company over this bullshit LEI number. That pressure is going to come to bear. And my guess at this point is it will not be delisted come Friday morning or Friday at close for the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, which will be 11:30 Pacific, 8:30 or 8:30 Pacific, 11:30 Eastern. They won't delist it. Not over this. This is a bullshit reason to delist the stock. It's because they don't like Coinbase because it's crypto and it impedes on their business models to steal our money. So if you're with me for the whole stream, I hope you learned something. You are not going to see any of this research on Coinbase like I just did probably anywhere today. Nobody's probably figured this out. Well, no, a lot of people have figured it out, but you saw me figure it out live without getting it from another source as to what it meant. And we went all the way to Deutsche Börse, the Frankfurt Exchange. We looked at etc. We translated stuff from German over to English. We looked at who did the offering on Coinbase. We looked at what an LEI number was. We looked at how hard it is to get an LEI number. It's not. And we discovered that Coinbase has 4 LEI numbers. So for the Frankfurt fucking Stock Exchange to say they're going to de-fucking list the stock over a bullshit LEI code, screw you, Frankfurt Stock Exchange, and screw you, Deutsche Börse. Go screw yourselves, because it ain't happening, sweetheart. JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and Citigroup are all over this, I bet, along with Coinbase, and this thing is not going to get delisted. No frickin' way in hell it's going to get delisted over this. They're going to figure this out, and they have 2 trading sessions to figure it out. They have tomorrow morning's trading session in Frankfurt, and I think they're like 7 or 8 hours behind us, or in front of us, or Friday's session to get it figured out. Even until Frankfurt opens up Sunday night, Monday morning, at whatever time that is, 1 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night our time. I forget when Frankfurt opens up. I can look at my clock. Where's my clock? Hold on. Oh, I closed it already. But they have basically 2 sessions to get it figured out, plus the weekend. I hope you didn't sell on that news if you held shares, because you missed out on a hell of a run back when people like me and apparently others figured out that this is bullshit and it's not a big deal. But for the Frankfurt Exchange to release that like they did yesterday apparently and not tell us about it, that caused a sell-off yesterday. That's why it went down on no news, and why it's bouncing back as well as it is today. But this thing should be right back up at frickin' 340. Where should it be? Let's figure this out. Let's say, okay, when did they know this? Right? We're not going to know. They're not going to tell us when they knew this. So if we look at the 19th, it ran up on the 19th, then it started to decline. Really yesterday, right? Here's our market opening yesterday. Right here, they knew. And people started losing it, and we're like, why? Why is the stock going down? This doesn't make sense. There's no news on it. Why is the stock going down? It should not have gone down. It went down because the people in the know, the market manipulators in Europe, the same as we have market manipulators here in the SEC and all the major brokerage firms trying to steal your tendies, they knew. It sold off. Then that news hit our open, because they released it then, so everybody that could get out did get out. Then guys like me, oh shit, they're going to delist. Oh, we're in trouble. Oh, where's my sell button? Shift F5, sell everything, sell everything. It was bullshit. Over an identification number, the same as an EIN in the United States, an LEI is for Frankfurt. And then those SOBs knew damn well it takes 2 minutes to get an LEI, 24 hours to get it confirmed, and oh, by the way, Coinbase already has 4 LEI numbers. They have one for Coinbase Inc., Coinbase UK, Coinbase Germany, and Coinbase Ireland. Freaking pick one. Pick a number and use that for the listing. Or go apply for a fucking new one. It takes a day. So I think that's what's happening with Coinbase. I don't think it's an issue if you own the stock. We should be back up into this range, 335, before all this bullshit started. That's where we should be. The bullshit started yesterday. This is where the bullshit started. It started on our open. There was no news as to why it should be going down. And now we know why. It's because those assholes over in Germany at Deutsche Börse saying they're going to delist the freaking stock. They're not going to delist this stock. This thing will not be delisted on Friday, in my completely amateur internet opinion. It ain't going to happen. Okay? It should not happen. It should not happen. Okay? Crazy. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at how much did I lose on this since yesterday to the bottom. So here's our open yesterday. Here's our wick at 302.10. Close enough. 29.17 times 120 shares. So because of this bullshit, my shares went down $3,500. Okay? So my shares, the value of my shares, 120 of those shares went down $29.17. That would have represented a $3,500 loss for me if I sold Coinbase at the bottom down here. I did not sell Coinbase. What I did was I tried to figure out the why first. Yes, as it's going down, well, why is it happening? Okay, let's look at Boeing. We're looking at Boeing. We're looking at Coin. I'm looking at Palantir. I'm looking at the Cathie Wood. I'm talking about the 1.1 million shares of Palantir that ARK Fund bought, ARKK, that Cathie Wood bought in her ETF yesterday at close. I'm looking at Palantir. It's fantastic. Meanwhile, Coinbase is getting slammed over this bullshit LEI number. I start digging into it, and I figured it out. And because of that, if I would have sold down here and been the idiot that sold down here, I would have missed out on 23.58 times 120. I would have missed out on a $2,800 comeback. So I hope that was useful for you guys. I know I spent a lot of time on Coinbase. It's because I'm a shareholder, because I know the company inside out. I saw the news story on the delisting, but then I wanted to dig deeper into it instead of panicking. And sometimes, yeah, it's a good decision to panic and sell all your shit and get out. This was not one of those cases. This was not one of those situations where you should have sold it. If you panicked and sold it, I'm sorry. If you own any Coinbase shares right now and you listen to my stream today, give me a follow, give me a subscribe, or if you're watching this on replay, look at the due diligence I did, look at my style of trading that I use, look at the reasoning I use to make decisions, and then go and form your own freaking opinions and decisions as to whether you buy or sell a stock. But if you do own Coinbase, I hope to hell you did not sell it this morning based on this bullshit from Deutsche Börse and the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. They can go right straight to hell for what they did. Because it was wrong what they did. Absolutely 100% wrong what they did, threatening to delist the stock Friday because of a stupid employer identification number, an EIN, which in Europe speak is an LEI. And you guys saw us figure that out here on the channel. And so I hope that if you do own Coinbase, I hope that you held on to it, at least through this. What you do at this point is completely up to you. Not financial advice. I'm not a licensed financial advisor, but I can dig the shit out of research and figure out why things are happening. And I'll use a logical methodology to do it. And the reason I spend so much time on that with Coinbase is because as I do that kind of stuff, my brain gets triggered. You know, how many of you would have just stopped at Coinbase, LEI is delisting, sell, I'm out. Yep, the bad news, man. When the rest of the people figure this out, shit's going to hit the storm. Coinbase is going to fail. It's going to go down to $250, which is what it came out at the direct listing. That's what NASDAQ valued it at. It's going to $250. Panic sell. Blood in the streets. Blood in the streets. When there's fear in the streets, that's when you buy. So I probably should have stopped my research and bought more. Fear, blood in the streets, buy. Who said that? Was that Rothschild? Or Vanderbilt? I forget who it was. Rothschild, I was right. Rothschild. Contrarian investing. Buy when there's blood in the streets. All right, Rothschild banking family is credited. Here it is. Rothschild banking family is credited with the saying that the time to buy is when there's blood in the streets. He made a fortune buying in the panic that followed the Battle of Waterloo against Napoleon. The original quote is believed to be, buy when there's blood in the streets, even if the blood is your own. So we saw that this morning on Coinbase. We absolutely saw it. This is blood in the street. Let's go to a 3-minute chart. Look how ugly this is. 1 minute. This is panic. That's what panic looks like. And panic was $18.52. People panicked this morning. They saw that story and they sold their freaking Coinbase. If you were one of them, I'm sorry. If you hung out on the channel through all my bullshit, again, Deutsche Börse, go screw yourselves. You're not taking my tendies. I'm not giving them to you. Now, here's the thing. How many people over in Germany, or even here in this country, sold short Coinbase because they knew this was going to happen? How many people yesterday in Europe, right here, shorted the company, shorted the stock from this point down to, I clicked the wrong thing. From that sell signal there, how many of them shorted the company? 8.7%, and made 8.7%, made $28 a share shorting it in Germany yesterday. You don't think they knew? You don't think between... This is the proof in the pudding that I'm right on this. You ready? This is good shit. I hope you're fucking listening. When did we say the Frankfurt Stock Exchange closes? It closes at 8:30 Pacific, 11:30 Eastern. So when did the people in Germany finish short selling, knowing that the news that they were going to delist Coinbase on Friday for a bullshit reason, when did that end? Check this out. You see that? You see this bottom yesterday? What time does that say? 8:30 a.m. our time yesterday. That's when the Frankfurt Stock Exchange fucking closed. So those pricks in Germany, and sorry, but if you're in Germany and you shorted this thing and you knew this, go screw yourselves. That's when the selling ended. Coinbase came back, finished off the day up, so it rebounded because the news isn't out. The news is not out. And it recovered $8.70 between the time that the Frankfurt Stock Exchange closed yesterday until our markets closed yesterday at 1 p.m. Pacific or 4 o'clock Eastern. It recovered $8.70 because we didn't know the news. We didn't know what they knew in Germany, that they were selling their shares right up into the point that their fucking exchange closed. This market manipulation, it happens in Germany, it happens in the UK, and it happens in the United States. Nobody else is talking about this. Nobody else in the world right now is talking about these facts that I've given you guys on Coinbase with this example today. Go back and rewatch this freaking stream.
Watch the whole thing as I figure out what happened on this damn thing. Then they released the news. They released the news, and guess what happened? It sold off again. Interesting. Okay. Now, check this out. Look what happened at 8:30 today. I'm trying to point at the chart on my computer instead of using a mouse. If you look at this here, here's 8:30 today. Here's when Frankfurt closed. Here's when those pricks in Germany that did this to us closed. And whoever did it, yes, they're pricks. Now, not only that, but now we're basically telling them, go F yourselves. They're going to figure this out, folks. It's a bullshit reason for the company to be delisted over a stupid number, a coding mistake. Whether it's Coinbase's fault, whether it's Goldman Sachs, JB Morgan, Allen & Company, or Citigroup's fault in Germany, to delist a company for this is just absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. And this is why I know this company so well, because I can take this stuff and I can figure it out quickly. Maybe not quick enough to prevent this from happening, but quick enough to start digging into it and figuring out much quicker than all these folks did. And we participated in that run up by not selling a single effing share. And I still held them. And so sometimes it makes sense to not panic on a sell if there's reasoning. Same thing with Palantir. I didn't panic. I didn't sell my 2,000 shares on Palantir. I doubled down on the son of a bitch and bought 35 call options over 2 days, the 19th and the 20th. My reward was Kathy Wood yesterday buying 1.1 million shares of Palantir at the close yesterday. Thank you, Kathy Wood. How's ARCX doing? We bought ARCX and we traded that thing. And hello. I don't know why it didn't come out. I forget what we even sold that at. I don't even remember. Auto. Somewhere in this range we sold it. It was 21 something, wasn't it? I don't remember. I can't go. I'd have to pull up my brokerage account on the web and look at when I sold it, because I don't care. I don't own it right now. Might buy back into it. We'll see. But again, they also own PRNT. 6% of the ARCX, I think before on the open when it first started trading, it was 6.73%, I think, of the ARCX ETF was composed of the ARCX 3D printing ETF. So Kathy Wood bought her own ETF inside of another ARCX ETF. All right. Don't panic. Do not panic on Coinbase. It will be fine. Shenanigans. That's what happened. Frickin' shenanigans. German shenanigans. I'm German, Irish, and Polish, so I can talk about those assholes over there. Deutsche Börse, again, if I wasn't clear before, go screw yourselves for what you did to these people. They manipulated the stock. They absolutely sold it off yesterday. Frankfurt Exchange closed. 8:30, they closed, so they sold all their shit, knowing it was going to be delisted. Well, I'm looking at Palantir. Let me go back. Right here. 8:30. Bottom wick. Everybody in Germany, the big boys, not the public. General public didn't know. They weren't told this until this morning like the rest of us. They knew damn well yesterday they were going to delist. What they do, they announced it right before our market opened. The stock slams down. People made millions off of that dump, taking the opposite side position. And then people in the United States, not knowing any better with the news, oh, it's crashing, it's going to go down further. Then they freaking sold their shares out too. Then guys like me figured it out and said, don't panic, hold your shares. And I held my shares, and it bounced right back. Bullshit. Absolute manipulated bullshit is what that does. And that's what they do to us. That's exactly what they do to us. And that's why I stream, and that's why I do some of this stuff, is so that you guys can figure some of this out too and start to learn some of the things that I do and others do to figure this stuff out. Okay? All right. 9:30. Long stream. All right. That's going to be it for today. I've got to get outside. I got to go power wash. So, hey, if you like the commentary today, I hope you went back and dug into this Coinbase stuff like I did. But if you just watched the stream and you figured it out, I love this company. I think they're going to do fantastic. And they already are doing fantastic. And every time you get volatility in Bitcoin or Ethereum, you're going to get a lot of transaction fees that Coinbase is going to make, starting at 0.05% for every trade that they do. So every trade, somebody sells $10,000, they're going to make $50, and my stock is going to go burr because I'm a shareholder. I'm glad we're able to figure that out. I'm glad you guys were here to see that. I hope that was helpful. If you own Coinbase, I hope you understand what the bullshit was that they did over in Frankfurt and over in Germany to help stomp on this stock. And screw you, Deutsche Börse, for doing this. And because that was just wrong what you did over a stupid bullshit LEI number that they could have chosen 4 other numbers. And who made the mistake? I doubt they'll ever tell us. Maybe Coinbase will release something later today, and they'll tell us why it and how it happened. But they've got 2 sessions to get it fixed. I think it'll be fixed. I think the stock is reflecting the fact that it will be fixed. I think the stock is reflecting the fact that it was bullshit, that it went down yesterday in Germany for no freaking reason. There was no news why that stock should have traded down yesterday. Zero news. And guys like me probably figuring out why and didn't panic. So if you panicked on Coinbase and you sold, I'm sorry. But if you would have been watching the channel, you would have been okay as we figured it out. So there we go. All right. I'm up $2,200 today. Nice. Exxon Mobil, how they doing? Come on, 56. Did we hit 56? 55.97. Don't forget, on Exxon Mobil, I need $60. I need $60 on Exxon Mobil. Actually, 60.79. I paid 79 cents per call option, and they're priced at 35 cents right now. But they expire May 7th. I've got 3 weeks. They report earnings next week, and earnings they're pretty good at forecasting. So the analyst estimate is for 59 cents. ExxonMobil did warn that their quarter was going to be hurt by what happened down in Texas. But we'll see how that plays out. I don't know if I'll hold those 2 earnings or not. I haven't decided yet. I want to get profitable on it and reduce my position and maybe hold some or do a straddle or a strangle or take some opposite side transactions so that I win the range. If it goes up beyond there or below down here, I make money on the options. But if it ends closing in the middle, I basically don't. So I might do a straddle on that. I don't know. We'll see. Or a strangle. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I've got till next week to figure that out, what I'm going to do on that one. But listen, thank you all very, very much for hanging out with me. I know I didn't really get any questions in chat today to look at anything. But we did learn a lot about Coinbase. I hope you learned a lot more about the company today, and mainly the bullshit of why it traded down when it shouldn't have. I hope you learned, and I hope you all made some money on Palantir today. I really, really do. Because me doubling down and buying call options on Monday and Tuesday certainly made sense for me, because I think I was right on the research I did on Palantir. And they report May 13th. Yeah, they report their earnings May 13th, and they're forecasted at 4 cents. They came in at 7 cents the last time. The quarter before that, they came in at 5. They're forecasting 4. I like the stock. All right. AMC up 23 cents at 9.51. I don't own any AMC. I did buy some and made some money on it again, based on the CEO interview on YouTube. That was fun. But I don't own any shares right now. I'm not looking at AMC to own that thing for a short squeeze, folks. If you are, God bless you. I don't own any GameStop. I never participated in GameStop at all. That's up 22 cents. Coinbase is up $1.78 or $1.58 today on bullshit news. And Palantir is now up 75 cents, hitting its new high of the day. 22.59 is its high in the day. And it's hopefully going back up north of there. I need 23.31. Yeah, 23.21. 23.21 is my break even to make money on Palantir. But I don't need that. I'm down $500 right now. So take $500, say 2,000. 500 divided by 2,000 shares. I need a 25-cent move to break even. So 22.55. Is that right? 500 divided by 2,000 shares. 25 cents. Oh, actually, half of that. 25 divided by 12. I don't know how many. I've got the right to buy 3,500 shares at $24 on May 21st. I own 2,000 shares. So I don't need 23.21 to break even. I already own. Here, I'll show you. I don't need to show you. I'll show you guys maybe tomorrow. All right, so we're up 74 cents, up 75 cents. I don't know what my break even is on this because I have 35 call options and I have 2,000 shares of the stock. The stock break even would have to be 23.21, but because I own 35 call options, those call options are at $1.07, and I bought them at a cost average basis of $20.07. I bought a cost average base 86.09. Just got a Amber Alert out of Richland, Washington, blowing up my phone. Richland, that's like long ways away. You are currently receiving wireless. No, I don't want their wireless emergency alerts. Hold on a second. I gotta shut this thing off. There we go. Oh shit. Let's see. Good. Thank you. I got a text from somebody about my due diligence. I got a good job on the DD. Yep. Oh, I was getting advice on my power washer too. Thank you for that too. Yeah, I haven't decided. I basically put I took the carburetor when I took it apart. I put all the stuff in a plastic baggie, put all my tools away, and just pushed it off to the side of the garage for now. I've got a second power washer. That's what I got to get out and do today. So thank you for that text as well. I still think I'm right on Palantir. I think I'm right on Coinbase. And I'm holding both of those damn things. And but the Coinbase one, don't freak out over that. Again, you're getting rewarded by holding on to it. It's pulling back a little bit here. That could be some day traders. That's probably just some day traders here. It's coming back to, you see, it's looking at resistance yesterday, and that's bullshit resistance. You really got to go back to Monday, and that's where I'm coming at this 235 or 335. Yeah, 335 on Monday. I'm gonna set an alert for that. 335. We'll say 334.95 so we can watch it. Okay. So I've got an alert at 334.95 on Coinbase. That's where I think the stock should be trading at right now once you erase all the bullshit German exchange, Deutsche Börse. Oh, by the way, Deutsche Börse, I have a message for you before I sign off from the stream. Somebody can clip that on Twitch and put it on live stream fails if you want. Go for it. I dare you. All right. That's going to do it for today. I hope you had fun today. I had a blast figuring this stuff out. As you can see, I didn't, don't freak out on some of this stuff, because if things don't make sense, make your own trades. Don't do what I do. You'll lose money. I'm losing money on Coinbase right now. I'm losing money on Palantir right now. I don't think I will in the short term or the long term. But definitely some good stuff there this morning on the stream. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Crypto Sonar. Again, I will not be back for a stream. I got to get outside and do more stuff. I've got my list of stuff to do. I got my spreadsheet. I got to get this stuff moving so I can put this thing on the market. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow morning. Give me a follow over on Twitch. Give me a subscribe on YouTube. If you're watching this and you like the content, make a comment on those streams, especially over on YouTube. It'll help the algorithms and other people find the stream. Go ahead and clip some of this stuff for Twitch if you want to. But thanks for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow morning right before the market opens. I'm Joseph, also known as Crypto Sonar. Thanks for tuning in. Love you all. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Make some green tendies. Bye now.